Welcome to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Naumovski. Are you in a full time job receiving your stable weekly paycheck, but wondering what it would be like to be an entrepreneur? Are you dreaming of creating that one thing that everyone wants and basically being successful? And what does it take to find the courage to take a leap from a steady career in finance to launching your own brand? We all talk about being an entrepreneur, but what are the wins, losses, and sacrifices that you have to make in order to thrive? Today, I'm joined by Aleksandra Miloseska. She's the founder and CEO of Quick Fit Bites, and we'll discuss her journey of building dreams one bite at a time. Alexandra, welcome to Empower. Thank you for being here today.
Hi, Liz. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you. Let's begin. How did you find the courage to take the leap from a steady career in finance to launching your own brand?
Definitely was not easy. I spent 16 years in my finance career. I learned a lot, and it was not an easy step. I remember saving and keeping my resignation letter for like 2 weeks, and was so scared. I was so scared of what's the next step. And finding that courage to be able to know what you're building, what you're gonna bring to the world. It was not easy for sure. You have that skill and confidence that you're building through your finance career for 16 years, and it's like, how do you use those skills into the building the business? So in the beginning, it was not just quitting my job right away. So I had to test the idea. When I developed the bites, I brought them to my coworkers and colleagues. They love them. They're like, Alex, you have something here, you need to take it to the next level. And it's like you don't believe it in the beginning, but it's like, okay, I have something, let's give it a try. So first I tested. I had the minimal viable product with a small local cafes or gyms. The bites sold in three days, and then I was like, okay, I feel I have something here that I can take it to the next level. And again, you also need the support from your teammates within the corporate world. They kind of cheer you up and say they see something in you that, like my manager, she saw something in me and she said, Alex, I feel you're meant to do something else. You're doing excellent in your finance career, but I feel you're so good with people. You're a people person and you need to take it out there, do some sales, do some business development, um, uh, be be the figure that someone, another like female founder or young girls gonna look it up to you.
So, Alexandra, what was one of your biggest early challenges and how did you overcome it?
Oh, the first challenge was the demand was growing at really rapidly, and it's a good problem to have. 2019 was the year where I started the bites. We were originally making them in a commercial kitchen, and finding that commercial kitchen was also challenging. Plus, I came from a totally different field, and now from finance or corporate world, you go to a food industry. There's so many steps you have to learn as you go. So the biggest challenge was, how do you scale in this business? At the end of 2019, in December, we were producing over 10,000 bites by hand. And then 2020 hit, but that gave me an opportunity while everything closed, all the cafes that I was serving with my customers that I was working, everything closed. I was like, okay, this is my opportunity to figure out, to find the manufacturer that can produce the bites on a bigger scale, but also find manufacturer that it's a trustworthy, it's loyal, that can align with your vision, that can understand what you're trying to achieve, and go along with that, listen to them, find someone that you can partner, and it can give you advice. Is it from finding the ingredients, working on the packaging, delivering on time? So scaling was definitely the hardest part of building the business, but when I found I was able to find that manufacturer, that kind of gave me the foundation. So now I have the foundation to grow.
Perfect. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Naumovski, and today we are speaking with Aleksandra Miloseska, and she is the founder and CEO of Quick Fit Bites. Alexandra, what advice would you give to someone balancing a full time job and a startup, just as you did? Because it's a very tough thing to do.
Yes, I 100% agree. And i- there's never going to be a balance, especially as a founder. Some people call it work-life balance or harmony. No, you have to find a way to prioritize things. What I have found like what works for me is try to write down your actionable steps. Take a piece of paper, pencil, sit down on Sunday night and say, okay, what is that I'm gonna focus this year, or make those actionable steps smaller. What's coming this week? What's coming for this quarter? And they also have to be in blocks. Like, what are you focusing on your business? What are you focusing on your personal level, family level? And as well as incorporate going outside for events, connecting with other people, networking. But I feel the most valuable bucket will be personal. Find time for yourself, especially as an entrepreneur. It's very hard. You are constantly running around, and as a mom, you're either with the kids or sports or house. Find the time for yourself. Go for that walk, listen to that music, read to that book, learn something, and also find a way to go out and network with other open-minded female founders that they don't have to be in your same segment. Sometimes you can learn from people who are into coaching business, or someone who is in finance. How do you improve yourself?
Those are really good words of wisdom because a lot of people, a lot of women think, I'm too busy. I can't take time out for myself. But we all need that downtime to allow our brains to just chill for a little bit. And networking, I mean, that's how you and I met. We met through a mutual friend, Meto, through networking. It's very important to do that for ourselves. And you're right. You shouldn't try to find somebody in the food business. You should find networking in other industries so that you can learn from everyone else.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And yes, feed yourself first, so then you can be ready to go out there and you can focus on the business. You can focus on your family, but you need to fuel yourself first.
Yeah. So, let's talk about some sacrifices. What sacrifices did you have to make to build Quit Fit Bites? And what made those sacrifices worth it for you?
Yes, entrepreneurship doesn't go without sacrifices, and they can be defined on a couple of levels. Number one is in the beginning when I left my corporate career, it was financial sacrifice because now you are used to it of that steady paycheck coming in. You don't have that anymore, so you have to figure things out where you're gonna be coming, where that income is gonna be coming. How you substitute? I feel for me was cutting on some of the expenses that we as a family had and take those expenses and put them as an investment in the business. Another sacrifice is the personal. You have to spend time in, it's not spending time, but it's investment time in your business. If it's a late at night staying and learning about the business, doing the market research, working on that business plan or marketing plan. And the last one I feel is going to be the personal sacrifice that you have to do. Sometimes you can attend that event, family gathering. You have to go to certain event. So everything comes. You have to pick and choose what are you doing. But all those sacrifices are opportunities. They're investment for future.
So, before we go to commercial break, I want to ask you what's one skill or quality you believe every female founder should develop to succeed?
Resilience. Resilience, number one is resilience. I can count maybe like five or six other ones. And also, you have to be really good at the finances. Know your numbers as an entrepreneur. Know what's coming in, what's going out, and what's left. You can take that and you can reinvest in the business. And also, be open to networking and communication.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about how you define resilience. So please, ladies, don't go away. We'll be right back with more of how to be an entrepreneur. Welcome back to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Naumovski, and we're here today with Aleksandra Miloseska. She's the founder and CEO of Quick Fit Bites. We were talking about resilience, Alexandra. How do you define resilience, and how has it shown up in your journey?
So I feel resilience, it's all about it's about perseverance. Resilience is try to find way always to show up, to be resourceful, to get stronger. Um, Growing the business, you will hit those hard roadblocks, but being resilient inside you, you will always find a way to step on the next side, or be the better person. Show where you're supposed to show, even if it's at the hardest time. You feel down. Um, by showing up, you're showing up that yes, it's possible. I can do things. This is my mission. This is why I'm here. This is what I sign up for.
So, what's the common mistakes that you see new entrepreneurs making, and what's your advice to them to avoid it?
Yes, in the beginning, what I'm noticing, and newly like entrepreneurs, when they start, they want to do things alone. That's what happened with me. I thought I know everything. I can do things on my own, but that's not the case. I feel finding a great networking group. That's what happened with me when I left my corporate career. I was like, okay, what's next now? How do I find my why? How do I learn to make that marketing plan? Find your network of people, get together, learn from each other. Don't do things alone, and ask for questions. The more you ask, the more resources you will receive, and be open to collaborate with other people. That's how you grow together.
So, Alexandra, do you have a mentor?
Uh, I do have a couple of friends into my networking group that, interestingly enough, they come from different fields and they're always like my mentors.
Yeah. And I think it's important. As you said, you need to ask questions and you need to surround yourself. I always say I will never fail at anything because I surround myself with an incredible group of girlfriends. And when I don't know something, I will call them up and ask them because at least one of them will know the answer. And there's no need for any of us to struggle all on our own trying to, waste time figuring things out where you've got an incredible network in front of you.
Yes, you have to use your network wisely. I am not scared. Like I will pick up the phone and I will reach out to the next person, and that's how I grew up the business. Mainly, it's cold calling, or you go take samples, bites, and you go door to door or coffee shop to coffee shop. Or then you also have to think big. What's the bigger picture? Where I imagine myself. Next year. Some goals you can think, oh, they're really hard to reach. How I can get to that coffee shop with over like 66 locations, but find, believe in yourself first, and go out there and ask. I remember, I think it was like 2 years ago, I reached out to one of the founders of a large coffee shop on LinkedIn. I was like, it's worth a try. I can just write down my story and tell how I started. Surprisingly, 15 minutes later, I get email back saying, we would love to try your bite. Send us a sample. So don't be afraid to ask.
You know what? That's really good because I'm pretty sure as well. I read that you've got Quick Fit Bites in Target now as well.
Yes, yes. As those wins, sometimes so I'm celebrating those small wins, but then it's that big win that comes. Yeah, we are currently on Target online for now. Hopefully, in the next coming year, we can get on the shelves for all Target customers.
And so, just a quick question, how long did it take you, like, once you started cold calling them to the time that they said, "Yes, we will have your product on our shelves online"?
So for those big retailers, you kind of have to put yourself out there and you need to attend some trade shows. So they saw my brand, they saw my vision, they tried the product, and it was something that they said, okay. I went to a trade show in New York. There is a fancy food show once a year, and that's how we made the connection.
That's incredible. So, when we come back, we're going to talk about different key factors that are essential when you are launching a new company. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how you got to where you were. So, please don't go away. We'll be right back with more. Welcome to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Naumovski. Today, we have the founder and CEO of Quick Fit Bites, Aleksandra Miloseska, and we're just going to continue talking about, what entrepreneurship means to Alexandra. So, what are some key factors you think are essential when launching a self-funded bootstrap business?
So some of the key factors that I really want to focus on as an entrepreneurs, have the plan in place. Work on your planning and strategy. Where do you want to see yourself and the business, and how building that business is going to solve problems to others, how it's going to make things easier to others. I feel in place, if you have in place in the beginning business plan and marketing plan, is going to be very helpful. I remember I was in school doing my MBA at certain point, and when my professor find out that I have a real actual business, she said, "Alex, you really need to work on your marketing plan." And 5 years later, I still go back to that marketing plan. I'll see what I wrote. What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? What are your opportunities building the business? So you really have to have a plan. And another thing is try to do small steps. Build a minimal viable product. Test it first, see if it's accepted by your audience and your customers, and then you can continuing launching or make it in a packaging or scaling further.
So, what has been the most powerful lesson from the wins along your entrepreneurial journey?
So, yeah, those wins can be very small and they can be very big. The lesson that I received is from the small win in the beginning, like 5 years ago, when I launched the bites in the local coffee shop. Um, the community that comes together, and they're encouraging you. They're saying, "Alex, this tastes so good. You have been creating something that, good job. This goes along with our healthy lifestyle." So like I said, they can be very small and they can be very big, but we have to celebrate those wins no matter how big or small they are. That's what keeps us going as an entrepreneurs, and that's what it's our why, staying in business.
So, Alexandra, it's sometimes it's very difficult to stay focused. How do you balance staying true to your original vision with adapting to industry changes, challenges, and feedback?
Yes, very hard to stay. But when I started the business, I knew what I want to do. I was working full time. I was in my corporate career, and as a busy mom, you go after work for different activities, and I could never find that perfect snack. So I was like, okay, something is missing here. I want to create something that is very clean. You can read the ingredients, that you can understand, and that was my mission, creating a simple, nutritious snacks on the go for the busy moms, for the busy lifestyle. And that mission and vision, I feel like my vision is the compass. And then the feedback that I get from the customers or the suppliers, the feedback is my roadmap. It tells me where am I headed, where am I going, what's coming next for Quick Fit Bites.
So we've got less than a minute left. What do you hope women starting businesses today would learn from your obstacles that you faced?
Obstacles are always will be there, and you have to be able to conquer every roadblock. You're gonna be able to learn. You're gonna get better each by every day by learning. They will never go away, but I feel thankful for those obstacles. I'm here today, and they made me stronger. They made my business stronger, and I can serve better.
So, 2 words or less, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for my family, number one.
Amazing. Alexandra, thank you so much for coming on Empowered and sharing your story. It's been a great one.
Thank you so much for having me, Elizabeth.
Alexandra would like you to know, and I quote, as a mother and entrepreneur, I've learned that every challenge is a chance to grow and every dream is worth pursuing. Build a life that inspires those around you, especially the little ones watching. Dream big, work smart, and always believe in what you're creating. I'm Elizabeth Naumovski, and I'm here to empower you, make frugality fashionable. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you really enjoyed this episode. Bye for now.